is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another official Marvel Contest of Champions live stream. We're coming at you hot with our newest champions, Black Tarantula and Hobgoblin. Oh my god, that is a terrifying cover. Do we have another one? Oh, that's even worse. All right, what is going on, Summoners? We are back here today with another official Marvel Contest of Champions live stream. I am your host, Kabamasaurus Rex, aka Karate Mike. I am here live at the studio in Vancouver, and I'm so excited to be sitting here to outline everything coming to you in the month of July. We have a very, very exciting month ahead. We have a new saga, we got some new champions, some new events, some old sorts of formats with some new twists. I'm very excited to talk about some big game updates and some surprises as well. Now, as we're jumping in here today, listen, we only got one rule in the chat today. Whether you're watching at home, at work, I won't tell anybody. All you got to do is just be nice, all right? I'm going to be nice to you. You're going to be nice to me. We're all going to have a very, very nice time together, man. There's a lot of great things happening in the world right now. The World Cup is going on. Anybody at home watching the games? You know, I'm really not a soccer guy myself. I said soccer, I said it, all right? I said the word, I said the no-no word. But I gotta tell you, I've been really into it. I've been really into it the past couple of weeks. We have a little pool going at work, and I've never been more excited for the sport in my entire life. I played it for a few years growing up, wasn't great, scored one goal in the wrong net. Would not recommend drafting me if we're doing a little bit of soccer. So listen, guys, before we jump into the stream today, I'm going to jump right into something else first. You know, I want to address the elephant in the room, the little spider piggy in the room here. I don't want to harp on this too much today, right? I want to talk about it, talk about what's going on, move on with the stream, right? Not put it behind us entirely, but for this stream, for today, just kind of like address what's happening and then move on to what's happening next month, all right? So listen, I mean, as you guys know, I spend so much time reading all the feedback on the forums, on Discord, watching the YouTube videos, watching the Twitch streams, reading through the chats, reading through the comments. I completely understand there's a lot of frustration around this event. I could tell you this right now, that even on the game team, the marketing side, all across MCOC, all across the community, myself as well, I don't think this event launched the way that we wanted it to launch. I don't think anybody is entirely thrilled with the first week or so of the Spider-Ham event. Now listen, I'm not gonna sit up here and I'm not gonna say, hey, we hear you. This isn't gonna happen again. Things are gonna be perfect going forward. I'm not gonna do that, right? I don't think that anybody really wants to hear that. I don't really think that phrase accomplishes anything. I know I've said it before, not to be a hypocrite, right? But I don't think that's what anybody wants to hear right now. I'm not trying to make anybody feel better. I just want to acknowledge the fact that, you know, what is going on with the sale is not being ignored, you know? I've given all the information that I have right now. You know, I know there's a lot of frustrations, and as new information comes in, I'll be giving everything that I have for you guys. You know, I have a very interesting job at the end of the day, where I work very closely with a lot of members on the team. It's a fantastic job. I get to sit here with you guys once a month, sometimes more than once a month, talk about what's coming to MCOC in the following month, even in the future, give you teases on champions, announce new kinds of stuff, have a lot of fun. It's fantastic. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But then, on the other side of the coin, I also have to be the person to come to you guys, whether it's through text form, through announcements, or sometimes on the stream as well. And I also have to give you the bad news. I also have to talk about the stuff that's not so fun to talk about. And you guys know me for a very, very long time. I've been here, and I've never been one to really shy away from the tough conversations. I've never been one to skirt around the apologies when the apologies are necessary. And again, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna say, I'm sorry. Nothing bad is ever gonna happen again, right? Because sometimes bad things do happen. Sometimes unfortunate things happen, and sometimes they happen at the worst times. And you know, we're doing what we can to try to correct everything that we can correct, right? What I can tell you is that we know why certain things happened, and we're going to be taking steps to make sure those things don't happen again in the future. But I'm not going to sit here and promise perfection because I'd prefer to show it, right? So there's a lot of days ahead. There's a lot of days for that perfection or near perfection if you don't believe anything is perfect. And it's kind of our job to show you that. So that's what we plan to do. We plan to just show you the turnaround there. So, you know, again, it's an unfortunate situation. Issues aside, I really believe this is one of the most well put together events, you know, sale days in particular, in the history of the game, really. There is value at every level of every bundle, whether it's on the web store, in-game, milestone, flash offers. There was something for everybody with the new format. I think the game team did such an absolutely phenomenal job putting this event together. And at the end of the day, it's really unfortunate that so much of that success is being overshadowed by a bunch of issues across the contest. So, you know, we understand the frustrations. We're frustrated too. If there is any more information, you'll be the first ones to know, and I'll be right there taking you guys with me every step of the way, all right? So again, I wanted to address this right away. You know, again, never want to shy away from the tough conversation. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable to come up here and do that. I gotta say that. It's not something that I love to do, but it's something that I think is important to do. I think it's very important to, you know, be honest, be transparent, and kind of address the situation as it unfolds. So with that being said, there are many days ahead. There's a new build coming to Marvel Contest of Champions just next month with a new saga, new champions, new events, and many other things. And we're gonna talk about all of those things today because that's why we're here. We don't have 30,000 people in the chat to sit here just to hear me yap about stuff that's going on right now or stuff that happened last week. We want to talk about Black Tarantula. We want to talk about Hobgoblin and other content coming to the game, right? We want to talk about those Twitch drops that are live right now, right? New Saga Twitch drops are starting, but we can't claim those Twitch drops without knowing what the saga is. Because you definitely don't know what the saga is because the name hasn't been anywhere yet, right? We definitely haven't been teasing that one out for quite a bit. But listen, with all that being said, seriously, I wanted to just really sit here and just talk about this. And then for at least this stream, I want to move on to next month and start getting excited about what's to come. So that one more announcement again, Finn. Be nice. I'm going to be nice to you. You're going to be nice to me. We're going to have a very fun time together. It's going to be a great stream. We have a lot of fun content to talk about. We have a new first-time guest here to the MCOC official stream that I'm very, very excited to bring on. Not right now, but in a little bit. Let's start getting into the show today, my friends, for the July 3rd live stream, the Pump It Up Saga. It is done. It is over. It is not coming back, at least for the foreseeable future. Just like the June events, which are coming to a conclusion, it is the last call for Spider-Ham's Barbecue. We're packing up shop on that one in just a couple of days. We're taking all the leftovers home with us as well, all right? So you got until Monday for that one. All class towers are now live in the game. All right, all 6 class towers are now live, and that leaderboard is going crazy right now. If you haven't heard last time, we will be at the Marvel Games Lounge by San Diego Comic-Con at the end of July. We'll talk about that in just a bit as well, and we're going to show off that new Saga motion comic at the end of the stream if you have not seen that yet, because it did premiere somewhere else yesterday. All right. But before we talk about San Diego Comic-Con, I just want to make sure everybody has their Twitch drops going. I just want to make sure my Twitch drops are working here. We're good? We're good? Yeah, okay, all right. So Twitch drops, man, there is so much value in these Twitch drops right now. This is the second Saga month that we have, that we've had these new Twitch drops for, and these rewards are stronger than they were for the previous Saga months. That's kind of how it's built out. The Saga month has better rewards than the standard month, which is obviously to celebrate the new Saga, right? That's pretty exciting stuff. So make sure your Twitch drops are linked up. If you do not have your account linked up, you have to go into your settings. You have to link it up manually. Look at that nice fade by Fenton over there. That was beautiful, dude, right? Make sure you connect it. Make sure you're all linked up because you do not want to miss out on these rewards, including that exclusive 7-star Thor Ragnarok, my friends, who I have at rank 5, who is a lot of fun, I will say that. And of course, make sure you enter our giveaway as well at playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. We have over 30,000 people in the chat right now. I want to see over 30,000 names in that prize pool for this giveaway by the end of the stream, because somebody has to win. Why not you? You could win either Hobgoblin or Black Tarantula, so make sure you enter. It takes 2 seconds to do so. And if you're new to the contest, if you're new to Marvel Contest of Champions, if you just found this stream at the front of Twitch and you're saying, hey, who's this crazy guy in this maroon jacket that he apparently never takes off, yapping about all this stuff? I kind of want to play this game. Is there even any gameplay in this game, or is it just a talking stream? What's going on? Well, if you want to play, all you have to do is scan this QR code right over here. Look at that again, that fantastic transition by Vincent over there. Scan that QR code, download the game, have some fun with us, play along. Towers are live for everybody. So if you download the game and download it for the first time, you can start playing Towers, get into story quests, do the event quest, do all the things you want to do, start building out your roster. It's a fantastic game with a ton of fun. Now, all that being said, let's talk a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con here. So, starting on July 22nd with the preview night, going into July 23rd through July 26th, we're going to be at the Marvel Games Lounge at the Marriott next to the San Diego Comic-Con. There's going to be a few Marvel games there set up. It's going to be a fun little time. It's not going to be a massive booth like we used to have at New York Comic-Con. I want to make sure expectations are set for that. That being said, the event is free to attend, so if you are in the area, if you are visiting San Diego Comic-Con for other reasons, stop in and say hi. I'm going to be there all 4 days, along with some other people as well. Stop in, hang out with other people who play the game. It's going to be a great time. We always have fun at our live events. There's going to be some prizes to win. There's going to be some event towers to play. Spin that wheel, get some prizes in game, and the fastest times each day will compete at the end of the day for some larger prizes as well. So it's not going to be as big of a contest as we've had in the past, but we are going to be doing a little something each day with the biggest prizes on Saturday, by the way. And if you come, let's get full screen for this one. If you come each day, you can get one of these pins per each day, designed by our very own Kabam Vincent, which is fantastic. We'll talk about that a little bit later because he did agree to come onto the stream today to talk about things, and this is one thing to talk about. So that's really great. There's an exclusive profile picture for stopping in, 4 beautiful pins that you could put on your coat, on your shirt. You could put it on your pants, but I don't know if I'd recommend that one. You could put them on your Crocs. That might work, actually. Lots of places you can put a pin. Backpack, that's a good place for a pin. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. San Diego Comic-Con right next to it. Keep an eye on our socials as well, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on there, and for more information too. As we get closer to the date, going to start working on that very, very soon. All right, my friends, so talking about the actual game now, the Pump It Up Saga was here for a couple of months. It was a very nice saga. I really did enjoy this one. I enjoyed all the content here. I think that the side quests were fantastic. The adaptive event quest really turned around during this saga as well. I think that there was a lot of fantastic things in this one. I enjoyed the saga chase. The Dr. Bong battle pass was great. It was really, really strong stuff. Most importantly, the aesthetics were incredible. It was bright. It was vibrant. It was colorful. It made you feel good. And we had a lot of great things happening in here. And I kind of talked about all these things again. Now, I talk every stream about how much I don't like this saga overview slide. So I didn't include one for the next saga. However, I do kind of like it for like a recap of everything that happened in the saga. So we'll probably move forward with that. Let's get this slide back up here. We had a lot of things launch during the saga. First of all, Collective launched during the saga. It feels like Collectives have been here for forever. They've only been here for a couple of months, right? How about that? We had Towers launch, we had the Saga Incursions, which are still going on, Jane's Hammer Toss, which was so much fun, the Off the Top Rope side quest, which was an absolute blast, so many fantastic and fun side quests during the saga, lots of fun events. I think the game team really just knocked it out of the park with all the content in this saga. Really, really fun stuff. Some of those pieces of content are ending very, very soon, by the way, one of them being the Pump It Up Incursions. So if you haven't jumped in yet, make sure you do it. This one is really, really, really fun. Had a lot of fun with this one. It was a bit more of an intentional type of incursion setup. I think it was a really refreshing way to use the incursion setup here, where there wasn't as much RNG and randomness. I really enjoyed this one. Had a lot of fun with Sandman and Zemo and Dust in this one. That's who my team was. They rolled right through it, dude. Absolutely incredible stuff, man. So make sure you jump in there before July 8th so you can also experience the Pump It Up incursions. We also have the Power of Towers Realm event, which is also going through July 8th. How about all those stretch milestones, by the way? If you want a max SIG Tech champion, now's your chance to get him up to rank 4, SIG 200. Also, get that first Ascension on Warlock, by the way. So this was a 3-week Realm event. I believe we all know what this is here, right? Make sure you climb up those floors in the glass towers. That way you can get that Warlock Ascension. Hey, Warlock's a pretty fun champion, man. And there is the chance to get that first appearance Warlock as well from those crystals in the milestones. And that is really, really fun. All right, so that is the last piece of content for Pump It Up. Before we revisit it probably in the future, possibly with the Saga Tower or something else, or a tag for a certain boss or something. But until that happens, we're moving on to something new. Moving on to something a little bit more mysterious, all right? Let's take a look at this over here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the new saga's called? I bet you guys just don't know what it is because we definitely didn't have crystals for this event in game last week. That's right, we have the Web of Corruption saga coming at you hot. This is going to be a 4-month saga, my friends. It's going to be a very, very fun one. We have a lot of fun things planned for the Web of Corruption. I'm very, very excited for it. Let's talk a little bit about the story that's going to be starting in the Web of Corruption here. So, the Battle Realm, my friends, has been corrupted. The Black Tarantula's totally legit import and export operation on the docks of the Battle Realm, it's run into some funny business. Some lethal laughter seems to be echoing through the waterfronts and making scare houses out of warehouses. Will a horrific hobgoblin be overthrowing this underworld boss? Or will the Black Tarantula live to see another day? Well, my friends, there's only one way to find out, and that is in this month's event quest, Last Laughs, written by our very own Kabam Vincent. Make sure you read that story. It's always a great time, and make sure you jump in there so you can earn a Stellar Forged Green Goblin piece. You can earn this glider core. You cannot build a Stellar Forged Green Goblin without a core piece of his glider. Otherwise, he's just a green guy walking around. He's got to be on the glider. It's very important. You cannot build Goblin without the glider here, obviously, right? Obviously. I mean, I feel like that's kind of obvious. Otherwise, he's just a guy. We can't have that. We need the glider. All right, so make sure you jump in. This is going to be directly in the milestones for this event. All right, we got a saga chase coming up as well, my friends, for the Web of Corruption. A new saga chase with some smoke and some mirrors. That's right, Mysterio is going to be the saga chase. Now, I do want to say the other night, by the way, I was a little behind on building the slide deck, and I spent about 20 minutes making a Mysterio slide with actual smoke and mirrors. And I had a lot of fun doing it. And I would do it again, and I probably will do it again. But Mysterio is coming in hot with that Ascension. Very, very excited for this one. Mysterio, I've been seeing a few people guess that Mysterio is the saga chase. I've also been seeing a few people say that they're a little underwhelmed by the Mysterio saga chase. I just want to say real quick, Mysterio, by the way, is extremely underrated. And if you give this guy those Ascension stats, he's going to be incredible. He's going to be a fantastic two-way for you. With another tech champion in the Ascension pool, by the way, Penny Parker, he has an absolutely ridiculous synergy that makes him completely nuts. Specifically after Special 3, where you can kind of turn him into like a tech Cable with Apocalypse type of champion, kind of like spamming that heavy attack, stacking on those poisons, getting the big fury from the Special 3, and then you're in ISO Burst too. Mysterio is going to do some really, really fun stuff. I think he's going to have a place in like some Everest content as well. That's pretty interesting stuff. But Mysterio is coming to you starting next week and all across the saga. He's going to be in the event quests and Mysterium stores, side quests, meta events, all across the game. And at the very end of the stream, we're going to lay out every single place that you can find this Mysteriorbs in the month of July. All right? So very similar to the America Chavez bundles. Very, very similar stuff here, except we have actually improved these by quite a bit here. And the Ascension 1 bundle is still the same cost across the board, but we have included a 2 to 3 rank up gem for the saga in that initial bundle. Also, for those summoners who are going for the Ascension level 2 with the extra 100 Mysteriorbs, we added as a bundle specifically for Elder here that unlocks after the A1 purchase that also has a 3 to 4 rank up gem. So this is pretty much the same value as the Ascension 2 bundle when combined, but this one also has a 3 to 4 rank up gem, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Mysterio is coming to that Tech Ascension pool as well. I think he's going to be pretty solid for towers, honestly. After that special 3, he does some pretty nice stuff. All right, man, speaking of Chase champions, have you picked up your Thor Ragnarok yet? From all the observance that I know you all have been collecting from the live streams. Yeah, 7-star Mysterio, 7-star Thor Ragnarok has been in the game for quite a bit now. For maybe like about a month or so he's been out there. That Ascension's coming up. That Ascension is coming up. And you have about 12 more days, by the way, to collect the first appearance Thor Ragnarok. There were not any observance in the Twitch drops last week, so we went ahead and moved this back 1 week. This was initially going to end on July 8th, but we figured, hey, let's move it back a week since there are no observance in the thing, right? Boom, check it out. Thor Ragnarok, first appearance, 50 observance by July 15th, and you can have that shiny Thor appear right in your roster. That bundle right next to him is the Ascension Level 1 bundle, which is 30 observance. And then for 60 more, you can get the Ascension Level 2. Of course, keep watching the Twitch streams and you can get Ascension Level 2 Thor completely for free by, I believe, the end of the year, maybe early next year. But regardless, this is coming to you over time. Very exciting stuff. I'm very excited for Extended Thor, by the way. Build that special 3, get into ISO Burst, keep them stun locked in the corner while ISO Burst is at max. Extra damage, it's going to be really, really nice, man. He feels really good. I have him at rank 5. He's really, really fun. But good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. Now there's also this. How about this? This doesn't really have anything to do with anything. I just absolutely love this picture. I had to show you this picture. Our team does not miss. It's got to be one of my favorite pictures. Honestly, you know what's hysterical to say, honestly? This might be my second favorite piece of MCOC art ever. I love the banquet one from last year, which is beautiful and gorgeous and fantastic and just wonderfully crafted. And this one has Spider-Man swinging across the city with the duck. And this is in second place for me, and I just think it's hysterical, and I love it. All right, Spider-Man with the duck is fantastic. We have one more event that is ending on Monday, my friends, and we did talk about this one at the beginning of the stream, but Peter Porker, he is going to be packing up his barbecue on July 6th. He is taking all of his leftovers with him, including the spicy wings. So you got a couple days left to jump in there if you are interested in this. There are unlimited combinations in those build-your-own offer bundles. Not actually unlimited, but there is quite a large number of combinations. In the hundreds, I believe. I didn't do the math. I'm completely guessing there. But there's a lot of combinations in there. So you have a couple of days left for this one if you were delaying jumping in there or if you were not able to jump in there. We apologize for that as well. All right, moving on here. We got some content coming, my friends. We have some Coliseum returns, and this is an interesting one here for round 3, launching on July 23rd. We have some tougher bosses coming this time around. Round 2 was a bit on the easier side, right? It was fun. It was a good time. Now, round 3 is not going to be backbreaking. Don't take it out of context here, but it's going to be a little bit tougher. So we're also adjusting how the points are going to be earned here as well. Each health bar cleared is going to be worth 2 points in round 3. Is this going to stay for the future? Who knows? Is it going to go back to 1? Maybe. Is it going to go to 3? Probably not, but kind of anything can happen, right? We're going to be treating each leg sort of Apex Coliseum thing as if it's its own individual event in a way. So round 3 is coming, and there's going to be a Stellar Forge Green Goblin science degree in those milestones because you cannot have a scientist that is Green Goblin without a science degree. Otherwise, he's not a scientist, right? Come on. Come on, guys. That's obvious. All right. Speaking of the Coliseum, we also have the Alliance Coliseum coming on. It's raging on. Starting on Monday, we have a special week-long July Coliseum here. This one's going to be going for 7 days this time against the one and only Corvus Glaive with the tags on the screen right now. I'm not going to read through all 9 tags, but if you want to take a screenshot to prepare, look at your roster, you're more than welcome to do that. Now, one thing I want to talk about real quick here when it comes to the Alliance Coliseum tags is that in the future, either for August or later on as well, we are going to be working on things here to make this a little bit smoother. Instead of having like, multiple tags building up, we want to build like Coliseum tags for like day 1, day 2, day 3, day whatever, right? That have like the certain amount of points you would gain as if you were using 2 tags or 3 tags or even 1 tag. So we'll outline exactly how that works once that is finalized, but in the future, the goal is for you to be able to log into the game when the update happens and see which champions are going to apply in your roster, make it a lot smoother without screenshots, without having to look at, what the tags are on the stream, anywhere else, just make it a lot smoother across the board. But for this round, we still do have these tags going for these days, and we also have another event that coincides with this week-long Coliseum. And my friends, you're gonna have to choose a side for this one. I know that sometimes you don't wanna choose sides, things are going down, we don't wanna pick favorites, but I'm sorry. You're gonna have to choose either Team Symbiote or Team Spider-Verse for the Creepies vs. Crawlies event starting on July 6th. Choosing one side will earn you a team-inspired profile picture and loyalty to your team's solo objectives. The way this works is you fight for your team by taking down Corvus with either symbiote or spider-themed champions. So, how does it work? You complete daily and weekly solo objectives using your tagged champions. Objective points are going to contribute only to the team that you chose. However, you can earn rewards from both events. Now, this is an Alliance event at the end of the day, so it takes about 10 summoners completing all objectives to fully clear a team's milestone. So it is possible to gain all rewards from both sides, okay? Keep that in mind if you have a larger alliance and you want to possibly coordinate or just kind of see where the dominoes fall. Now, on top of the usual Alliance Coliseum rewards, there's also going to be Essentia from this, profile pictures, and theme titles in the objective rewards. But that's not the only thing that are in the rewards, and that's not the only reason why we have to choose sides. Because depending on which side scores more points across the entire event, all summoners who chose a team will earn either Venom and the Venom Relic, or Spider-Man and the Spider-Man 2099 Relic after the event, right? It's going to be kind of similar to the, I believe it was the Hunger versus Cure type of thing that we did, where we gave out the relic at the end based on who won, right? Based on who won. Now, depending on the rarity of the relic and the champion, it's going to depend on your progression level. I believe it is Paragon Plus are going to be getting a 7-star champion and a 6-star relic, while others below that are going to be getting 6-star champions and 5-star relics, and even lower is going to get even 5 stars. Now, that being said, this is going to be applicable to pretty much all summoners in Alliance. So if you don't have even a 5-star Venom, a 6-star Venom, 5-star Spider-Man, 6-star Spider-Man, this could be great for you. So make sure you get in there, choose a side, and play through some Creepies and Crawlies. How about that? That's some fun stuff. Now, we also have been talking about this for a bit, the Alliance Quest rewards. The Coliseum did get a little bit of a bump last month. That was very, very nice for Elder Summoners there, getting some extra Tier 7 Basic and extra Tier 4 Alpha. There was quite a lot of it in there, but launching next week, very long overdue, we know, but the regular and Rampant Evolution AQ are going to be getting AQ map reward updates for all tiers starting on July 8th. So hey, this upcoming Coliseum has some great rewards. Coliseum always does. AQ is going to be a little bit more rewarding going forward, including Alliance raids with some nice Elder raid chests added. So if you are Elder and you're still getting those raid chests that you do not love, specifically that was happening, I think it's happening right now, right? This is the last run of raids, which aren't going to feel too great. So the next one, starting on July 27th, should have Elder Raid chests added, and raid map reward updates across all tiers as well, which is going to be very, very nice. A very welcome update, I will say. So huge shout out to the person who was working on these. He did a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Speaking of fantastic jobs, something started rolling out just a couple of days ago. And that is the Alliance War trial seasons. These are starting this season, already started in the first off-season war. We are utilizing Towers Tech in Alliance War. This is one of the largest shakeups we've ever had to Alliance War. You know, obviously, we've seen the frustrations around Alliance War potions, right? I mean, as someone who has been playing in Tier 1 for 8 years, I understand that the potion aspect of Alliance War can get very, very tricky. It's very, you know, frustrating when you lose to a fight, or if you just squeak out a win in a fight and you're sitting at like 5% health, and then you have to heal all the way up, right? It's not a fun experience. It makes dying in war feel worse. You're already letting down your alliance, you're letting down yourself, and now you got to heal up, spending all this loyalty as well. So, for the next 2 seasons, after winning or losing your fight, what happens in Towers is happening in Alliance War. Now, this is going to be a trial for 2 seasons. We want to see how this impacts the player experience at all levels. So, what does that mean? It means get in there and play some Alliance War, man, because hopefully this does well, hopefully this is successful, hopefully this trial is a good trial, and it does good things for the game mode. Hoping it does. I'm trusting you to get in there and play some Alliance War, man, because it's going to be a lot smoother. I clicked the wrong button there. It's going to be a lot smoother. Now, on top of that, we're also going to be updating the reward. We talked about this last time, but updating the rewards indefinitely as well. Based on tier, you can earn Radiance and Essentia per win and per loss as well here. Radiance for the wins, Essentia either way, all right? So to make this happen, we had to move some from the ranked rewards, but the current tuning requires about 3 wins to roughly break even. So a lot of competitive alliances are going to end up with even more Radiance. Now, Radiance is currently in the off-season rewards. This wasn't initially going to be part of that setup, but we're going to try that out as well. That's not guaranteed to stay, but this is part of the trial as well. So hey, who knows? Maybe if the off-season starts seeing some fun stuff, maybe that'll stay. Maybe it won't. We'll have to see. Everything's up in the air at the moment, right? But what about loyalty? Loyalty has been in Alliance War for so long. What's happening to that? Is the loyalty store still active? It is. Can you still purchase things from the loyalty store? You can. Can you still earn loyalty from Alliance War? No. But you can earn loyalty in a different way during these trial seasons. Throughout these seasons, you can trade 8,000 Mysterium for 100,000 loyalty each week in the store. Now, previously, you can earn about 150,000 loyalty per week, but this was also when you were purchasing hundreds of thousands worth of potions per week. So this 100K per week, if you do currently need loyalty, is going to be covering your gray boosts, some class boosts as well. Going to keep you topped up if you are at a low amount of loyalty. Now, there is also going to be eventually, right? This update is supporting the eventual shift of loyalty out of Alliance War entirely, because we do want to also consolidate this to Essentia, kind of streamline that across the board. Have that participation aspect of Alliance War, have that competitive Radiance aspect of Alliance War, right? So, hey, trial seasons for 2 seasons. Hopefully it goes well. Speaking of competitive modes, this is something very, very, very new that we are implementing that just got implemented very recently, just recently found out about this upcoming season. We have a Battlegrounds seeding update. Now, we do know as well that, you know, our summoners aren't super duper thrilled with Battlegrounds right now. There's a lot of conversations happening on the team about what we can do to improve things, what we can do to kind of shake it up, put it in a nice place. But starting this season, if you made the Gladiator circuit, you will start the victory track in Vibranium 5 instead of Diamond 5. This is pretty massive for anybody who plays in the Gladiator circuit and climbs through the victory track. This is pretty massive for everybody, in my opinion, because this is also going to help matchmaking a lot at the lower tiers too, because it's going to start our very competitive players a lot higher. I believe it's 5 tiers higher here. So now I think you only have to climb 5 or 4 tiers before you can get right into that Gladiator circuit action, right? That's some pretty good stuff. This is going to put our competitive players higher, closer to the top, while also opening up the victory track at the lower end as well. So I think this is going to be really, really great for the mode. I personally really enjoy playing in the Gladiator circuit. Sometimes I feel a little burnt out by the time I get there, going through the victory track every season. So hopefully this definitely helps ease that tension a little bit there when it comes to that. It's pretty exciting stuff. I'm definitely excited for that. Speaking of stuff I'm excited for, we had a new mode that launched recently, and that was called Towers. Oh, look at that transition, man. Dude, I gotta give Finton a shout out every time it happens. It's like, dude, he just hits the button at the perfect time. Anyway, man, Towers is now live in-game. All 6 class towers plus challenge towers as well. Challenge towers are really some of my favorite content that we've launched in a while. Class towers at the very top are very fun as well. Now, when towers launched, I said up front, I said at first, these are probably going to feel very, very grindy before you reach your top. And this is a sentiment that we're seeing across the board. We are seeing that, hey, you know, this felt a little bit too grindy, but once I got to the top 20% of where I'm supposed to be on my class tower, that's when it started being a little bit fun. That's when I started to have to do some theory crafting and seeing, like, you know, if I could really push through defenders, right? So after the first week of towers, we implemented some early block skip improvements to kind of smooth that process along, to kind of make some better skips happen where you can get to that action a little bit sooner. Now, we're seeing that there's all 6 of these, you know, class towers have been open to all summoners. This new tech is in all 6 towers. We're seeing a lot of our summoners at the top of that leaderboard with the competition, right? Kind of climbing up there with some creative block building strategies happening. Seeing a lot of conversation about, like, you know, 88 through 92 is like that top block action. Obviously, there's some guys like Yusafa who's in, like, you know, room 96, 97, which is absolutely incredible and very, very impressive. He's been grinding it like crazy, and he's been really pushing it, man. Very impressive stuff to see how he's been punching up with some of his roster, theory crafting, sharing a lot of videos, a lot of screenshots, really sick stuff, man. Some of those higher rooms, when you're at like a 30, 40 challenge rating disadvantage, that's when it gets really fun, in my opinion, to kind of like see like which champion is going to be just perfect for it. On a personal anecdote, I was in like room, I don't know, 91 or something in, I believe it was Cosmic Towers, and there was a Colossus I just could not get past. I tried so many things, I just could not get past him, and then I was scrolling through my roster, and I saw Venom the Duck, and I said, all right, I think I have an idea here. And I kept attacking him, and I kept being aggressive, and I was stacking up as much armor as possible, launched that special 2, and he absolutely exploded. So there are a lot of really fun things that can happen in towers, and I'm very excited for the future of towers, specifically challenge towers. I think there are so many things that can happen in challenge towers to really make it a very exciting mode. But I want to also talk about some of the most common things I've seen or misconceptions I've seen about towers. So here are some quick FAQs about the mode, right? So some common things I've seen is people thinking that, hey, all of these class towers, they're going to disappear after the season ends. I'm gonna have to do this grind every month. That's not how that works. Tower progress does not reset between seasons. So if you make it to block 91 in Science Towers for this season, you're going to be at block 91 in Science Towers until the towers crumble. Your tower rating is permanent. So because of that, it's never too late to start climbing, because towers that grant tower rating are permanent, and those are always going to be there, right? So once you get past that initial grindy portion of each class tower, you're kind of in the end game there, right? You're going to be sitting on the leaderboard, you're going to be getting that radiance. As your roster grows, your progression in towers can grow as well, you know? At the end of the day, some of the grindiness towards the beginning of these here, that's kind of a symptom of adding a mode like Towers into a game that's almost 12 years old. We all have very developed rosters, right? We're all a lot more skilled than, block 60, 65, 70, 75 even, right? So it takes a little bit of time to get to the parts where it gets really engaging, but once you get there, it's some pretty fun stuff. As time moves on, more challenge towers are also going to be added that grant a larger amount of tower rating, and that's happening starting next month with the Tower of Ascension that is going to be open to Elder Summoners only with 3,500 tower rating. The next challenge tower is already on the horizon. Climb this tower only using your Ascended Champions. Now this one is a great example of the type of tech that we can use for challenge towers. You will only deal damage while you are in ISO Burst. So the gameplay ask in this tower is going to be getting to ISO Burst and doing everything that you can to stay in it, right? It's not so much about like, building up to that big damage moment. It's more so about keeping that meter high. The timer is going to be paused while ISO Burst is active. So you want to use that might bar as currency in here. There's a lot of things that you can do to do this. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But the tower is only one block, and it grants +8 tower rating per floor. So your might bar is going to start 50% filled. Your form of currency is starting 50% filled. It also fills 2% faster. So you're probably thinking, all right, it takes about 45, 50 seconds to fill. What do I have, 10 seconds to kill this guy? No. So it's going to fill 2% faster. It starts 50% of the way there. It also expires 50% slower. Here's the fun part. While not an ISO Burst, heavy attacks add 3 seconds. Get the opponent in the corner, go for some heavy chains, add on 9 seconds. Combo enders, add on 2 seconds. Rewards are going to have some rank up gems, some powered crystals, and more in there as well. This is just one block currently as well. So when it comes to ISO Burst here, there are some things that you can do to kind of keep it going active longer. Yes, it expires 50% slower, but if the opponent is using a special attack, dash back, tap the light attack a couple times, right? Almost like you're playing Gladiator in a way, right? Don't get hit. But if you're using your light attack, if you're dashing in during specials, if you're playing in that skilled way, ISO Burst will stay paused. And I think there's a lot of fun things that we could do for here. So it's going to be really, really fun. I'm excited for this one. This is launching on Thursday, July 23rd, alongside the Concrawler's Event Tower. Now, event towers are a new type of tower that does not add tower rating. These are limited time side events that use energy to clear that are essentially just using the tower's format, right? We put a side quest in a tower at the end of the day. What this is 5 blocks with escalating difficulty and rewards themed around Spider-Verse and Symbiote champions. These are essentially the towers that were going to be featured at our San Diego Comic-Con booth, and you can play it right at home. Now, this is going to be every difficulty of this, right? So the first 3 blocks or so are going to be pretty much an auto fight fiesta for you guys. I'm going to be entirely honest with you, okay? It's going to be like 3 stars versus 2 stars because at the booth we have to have, the iPads out for people who have never seen the game before. And we want to have every single piece at home as well. But once you get to like the final 2, those are the blocks that we're using for like the competition at the end of each day. That's when it gets a little bit fun. These aren't going to be like, back-breakingly hard. There's not going to be anything super duper difficult here with these, but there's a Titan crystal, some 7-star crystals at the end. Make your way through it. It's going to be a fun time. All right, man. That was the towers portion of the stream. We have to talk a little bit about a meta event that we have coming up in July as well. My friends, we have a return of the Squad Builder event with some major improvements as well. This is a big update to Squad Builder. We know the last one wasn't super popular. The first one was pretty popular. The second one, not so much. We took some of that feedback back. We kind of took it back to the ground and said, all right, how can we make this better? We'll talk about that, right? There's a lot of things here. This is a very different sort of feel. But this one is also built on the Symbiotic Binds, okay? And it's launching on July 15th. It's a similar event, but with massive new updates. 54 2-stars are coming your way to help you get started. And you're going to just draft a team from Spider-Verse, symbiotes, and their allies and enemies. So what's new? What's new in the Squad Builder world here? So we have new growth rewards here, allowing your squad to expand beyond 5 champions, right? We also have multiversal champions, and these count as any squad and faction. We also have bonus point modifiers and bonus squad modifiers. These are going to reward specific champ combos, and you can have multiple squad types for even higher scores across the board. So the theme of, hey, build the strongest squad, put the best combination together, do all this kind of stuff, right, and have this massive score and boom, climb up the leaderboard, that is still there. But we do hope that this is more engaging and more fun across the board. I'm excited for you guys to see this one. Let us know what you think as always. This is a new version of Squad Builder with some new rewards and structures as well. So this time the solo event is going to be turned into a realm event, but it's going to operate very, very similarly. You're going to earn milestones and ranked points each week. The Alliance milestones have also been retuned. Last time they were a bit difficult to reach, so we made that a little bit easier across the board. And also, we have solo objectives now. If you defeat the boss with certain champions in your squad, you can earn Mystery Orbs and also 30 empowered crystals if you are at the right progression here. There's also some other rewards in there as well, including all of the usual side quest rewards for this event. So, there is the Realm event, there is also the Alliance event, and they are connected. How do you play it? Well, this part is exactly the same. You can play with energy for points in the Realm event, and you can earn symbiosis tokens. And if you use that, you earn 3 times the points if you go in energized. You can also get additional tokens for units as well, and you claim ranked rewards weekly to earn points in the Final Formation Alliance event. Now, the first time we ran this, we had a 7-star featured high evolutionary in the ranked rewards. The second time we ran this, in the Alliance event, we had a 7-star Heimdall. This time around, we have an ascended version of Scream as the chase champion in the ranked rewards for Squad Builder. The #1 ranked alliance is going to receive a first appearance Scream. The top 7 alliances will get a level 2 ascended Scream. Not directly, but you'll get like the 3 times tokens and the 11, cosmic tokens, all that fun stuff, plus crystal shards and all that kind of stuff. And then the top 1% of alliances will also be receiving level 1 ascended Scream. So that's pretty exciting. Scream is joining the Ascension roster here with Squad Builder coming to you on July 15th. Exciting stuff. We also have one more special event. One more special event coming. We have Black Tarantula's Secret Stash. Are you looking to overtake the underworld? Well, you can't do that with some supplies. This is going to be a 2-week solo event featuring solo objectives and boxes. This is very similar to other events of this style we've run over the past couple of months. These are always a fun time. Complete objectives and daily super event milestones to earn pry bars. Now, you're going to use these pry bars to bust open these stash boxes for your supplies. Now, you can chase 3 sets of box levels for the best rewards. Best rewards featuring 50 empowered crystals for Paragon and above, 10 Mystery Orbs in the Secret Stash, and there are, of course, bundles for more pry bars if you want to bust open those boxes a little bit quicker or if you're behind on any of these. But this is going to be super fun, man. Very important to note, these are not box keys. Very important to note that these are not box keys. These are pry bars because you're busting them open when you're not supposed to be. Very important, all right? But it's happening for that totally legit import and export business that's happening. Another thing that's happening is some of that wicked laughter in the battle realm. I think it's happening from this guy right here. My friends, there's been a hobgoblin sighting in the battle realm. We're going to take a look at what this champion can do.
To begin, strike the opponent to start building power. Focus on chaining your light attacks to build maniacal charges while also inflicting those incinerate debuffs. Just before reaching 2 bars of power, heavy charge and launch your special 1 to stack up even more maniacal charges. Now, race up to 2 bars of power, and once there, heavy charge to activate Lunatic Laugh, and as your opponent dashes at you, launch your special and watch those incinerates melt your opponent. If the opponent isn't already knocked out, just repeat this process until they are. Remember, Hobgoblin's Bag of Tricks can allow you to utilize certain effects depending on the matchup in front of you. If you're facing someone with aggressive healing, make sure to chain your specials from a light attack to inflict a heal block on the first hit of any special. And if you're facing someone with unblockable attacks, charging your specials from a medium grants you a steadfast, allowing you to safely block those unblockable attacks.
Really good community, so it helps.
Oh, we're back. Hey, what's going on? All right, that was Hobgoblin. I was getting things set up here. Hobgoblin coming in hot and spicy, man. I'm very, very excited for Hobgoblin. He looks absolutely incredible. Those wings, that sword, so many fun things. He's a great tech champion joining the roster. Now, I know a lot about Hobgoblin. I've been playing with this champion a lot over the past bit now, but there's somebody who knows just a little bit more about this champion. That is the designer himself. Welcome to the stream for the first time ever, Kabam Skippy.
Hi, everybody.
What is going on, my friend? Dude, thank you so much for joining us here today. Now, you are a first-time appearance on the official live stream.
This is true.
This is true. So let us know, let all the wonderful people at home know, who are you, what do you do here, what's your job?
Yeah, my name is Kabam Skippy, the pseudonym here. Been working at Kabam for just about 4 years now. I think this is actually my 10th champion.
Wow.
So maybe the next 10th champion, the 20th I work on, I'll come back on stream every 10 champions.
Yeah, we can make that work. So I'll have my people call your people in about 10 years or so, or 4 years or so.
Exactly. We'll see how
4
long
years
that
for the
takes.
next 10. But no, you've made a lot of great champions. A big fan favorite is Jack-O-Lantern.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of Jack-O-Lantern popping up in chat here right now. So
Right?
I'm glad we have some fan favorites in chat joining us today to view this stream. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So, obviously we'll talk about Hobgoblin, but I am curious. This is, I believe, your second tech champion.
Actually, my 4th. Yeah,
You're right,
I've done
because you
a lot
also
of
did
tech
Ironheart,
champions. Lots
and
of
you
tech
did Vision
champions.
as well. That's
Deathless
right.
Vision, yes, my first Deathless champion.
Yeah. So, how did some of that past tech experience kind of bring you into Hobgoblin?
Yeah, I would say out of all the classes that I've created the most, tech champions are probably up there. So yeah, it definitely helped having past experience, seeing what the tech class does in general. Fighting those pesky mutants, they like to pull out a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
So it's definitely nice to know how we can counter those champions. And yeah, I hope I translated to a pretty solid kit we see here in Hobgoblin today.
He has a lot of utility. And
He does,
we will
lots of
talk about
utility.
that for sure. But one thing about him, tell us, what makes this crazy tech design of yours so special?
Yeah, we won't go too deep into the utility as of yet, because obviously that's looking to counter targets and some pesky mutants that he wants to fight. But yeah, I think this character came out really well in the sense that his lore wrapper, what we know about Hobgoblin based off comics and the TV show, I think translated really well into a champion in our game. Like a lot of the thematic stuff that he already does translates nicely into some gameplay elements that we seem to incorporate in this character today.
Yeah, and one thing I love about it is I love the laugh.
Yes,
Right?
that's iconic.
It's iconic. It's
iconic.
very goblin coded. So I feel like you had a lot of inspiration for that you kind of built around this kid.
Yeah, I may look a little bit younger, but that's probably the vampiric blood inside me. I'm actually rather old. Definitely grew up watching the Spider-Man cartoon and was just a classic. Anytime you see Hobgoblin come into the cartoon, you always hear Spider-Man in the background. What's that laughter going on in the back? And you know that's just the upcoming Hobgoblin going to be appearing in the next scenes or so. But not only is he an awesome character, he's voiced by a pretty prominent actor that most people probably know in today's day and age, Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah.
Big fan favorite of mine, and definitely had to pull in some homage to that awesome actor right there.
Yeah, no, and interestingly enough, at the beginning of the stream, I was making jokes about how you can't have a goblin without the glider, all this kind of stuff.
We do.
And we do,
We
and
do.
he's kind of just like walking, but he's not really just a guy, because he also flies and everything like that. Did the other goblins in the game kind of influence what you did with this one?
Yeah, obviously we tried doing a little bit of an ode to the other goblins in the game. We have a couple of them. We have We have Red Goblin.
Red Goblin.
The cosmic version. We have Green Goblin. We now have the Stellaforge Green Goblin coming out. So definitely lots to reference. There's a lot of material for us to look at, but obviously we want to make this guy unique on his own.
Of course.
We don't want him to be a replica of the other goblins that we see in game. So we do see some small odes to the other goblins in the game. Should I go into more detail in regards to that?
Sure.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you'll notice is he has his maniacal nature. His maniacal charges are something that you're going to be ramping up, and that's something similar that we see with the old Green Goblin with his madness.
Yeah.
So something similar to that, as well as something that's pretty common across the Goblin champions in our game right now is the bag of tricks.
Oh,
Everybody has to have a bag of tricks, and yeah, Hobgoblin has his own bag of tricks that he'll be bringing into the forefront.
That's exciting, man. So now are you down to do a little bit of live gameplay for us here today?
Oh, of course. Definitely happy to show you how Hobgoblin plays out.
Fantastic. So we're going to go up here. We have a rank 5 Ascended 1 Hobgoblin here because we always got to there's so many things now.
Yeah.
We have rank 18 in the Tech Collective here.
Thank goodness.
We're going
I
up
could use
against,
all the assistance I can get here.
That's right.
Perfect.
We have a rank 5 A1 Dust. All right,
see
so
how this
get
plays
right
out.
in there here. I'll narrate this as we go along.
Yeah,
So
no
at the
problem.
end of the day, he has some complexities in his kit, but he ultimately is pretty simple, right? What you want to do is you want to go for those light attacks here, place those incinerates, and build up those charges, right? Now, when you get to 5 against, that's a very tiny picture. When you get to 5, you get not an undermine, you get a instinct passive, and that's going to let you parry those non-contact attacks. Now, that's not necessary against every champion, and against non-mutants, that happens at 10. But based on the last action that you did, your special attack is going to inflict a certain effect, right? So I believe you did a light attack last year before that special one,
to get that heal block
and
up.
that put the heal block up.
Oh no.
Now don't get hit by that, because the Sandstorm will activate. That's all right though.
That's okay.
But what Skippy's doing here is building up to that special 2, ideally with 16 charges, but you might not get there, but that's okay, because then you can go for the special 2 anyway, and you can charge your heavy attack first. See if you can intercept now with that special 2. There you go. All right, we got the energy vulnerability and the passives, and then boom, and then she melts. Now, obviously, if you're a little bit more aggressive, you can build up those charges higher.
Correct.
The special 2 does more damage based on the charges that you have.
Correct.
Right? And you really want to go for the heavy attack. Charge the heavy so you can get that laugh going to make the ticks happen that much faster, right?
But as you mentioned, we did build some safety nets into the heavy as well. So one of the things that if you do manage to ramp up your maniacal charges high enough to intercept much easier, that attack becomes unblockable.
Yes.
So you're very much just waiting there, baiting for that character to dive towards you. Once they dive towards you, they're pretty much in the clutches.
Now,
you have them where you want.
I am curious here. That's an interesting point. If I'm looking to really min-max this champion for maybe Battlegrounds Dust, or maybe I'm in towers and I have to go as fast as I possibly want, is it worth maybe getting to that special 2 as fast as possible and intercepting like you did so masterfully instead of getting that unblockable? Or do you really want to max out those charges for extra damage?
Well, yeah, depending on the health pool size that you want. So in Battlegrounds, we'll see a bit smaller of a health pool, so you may be able to get away with just pushing straight for the SP2. But there's definitely lots packed behind the maniacal charges. You want to ramp those up as high as you can. Not only is it going to increase the damage of your incinerates, it's going to unlock some other goodies inside your bag of tricks. So ramping up your maniacal charges when you throw a special attack, it doesn't matter what your last attack was if you're at a high enough maniacal charges. He'll pull out all the tricks in his bag and slam you with them all at once and get a big boatload of effects trigger.
And that seems really beneficial.
Which is pretty funny. Both on you and on the opponent, you see lots of things trigger. Because, a lot of the utility in this kit also comes out of the stuff that he can provide to himself, such as Steadfast, or the Instinct, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I think he looks fantastic. I had a lot of fun playing with him. I was playing a lot last night. I did this matchup probably 50 times, seeing how fast I can get to it, seeing what's best. One thing that's also really interesting, can we get the slide up here as well? Yeah. There's a lot of his, just a little laundry list here, right? One thing that's interesting is that I love his ability against glancing. It feels very targeted to dust, right?
Correct.
Where if he does glance, he inflicts an incinerate with about a 1-second cooldown, but that's going to kind of counteract her dust.
Yeah, one thing you don't want to have is build up sand debuffs on you with dust. And the incinerates are definitely going to be very, very helpful for that. He has really, really good access to incinerate. As you guys saw, he has a flaming sword. We don't give away swords so liberally in this game. You have to be pretty cool to get a sword, and then to have it on fire is like another level of. That's like double coolness. Yeah, that was like all our scope budget on art was just like the sword alone.
Absolutely,
really played into that.
Yeah, no, but I think he looks great. Hobgoblin is available in pre-release bundles on July 9th. Crystals in Arena on July 16th. Can we get the slide deck up there one more time for all these abilities? Now, those are where you can get Hobgoblin, but if you want him sooner, if you really like him, you can also get him here in the Double Track event for the Web of Corruption, right? Look at that art, by the way. Look at those fangs, dude.
I mean, he's so cool.
He's so cool.
He looks so menacing.
Hobgoblin is your Saga Double Track champion, going live the same day as his pre-release bundles. Of course, this is going to be available in the web store with the milestone boosters, and this is very similar to the Bong 1. It's a pretty similar structure here, where you can get the Ascension level 1 at the end of the track. Yeah, got the big upgrade last time, really, from a content standpoint. This time around, it's getting what I like to call the pretty pass. I mean, look at this, dude. Oh my goodness gracious, it looks so much nicer. So it's getting a nice little facelift here.
So sorry, this is the new pass that we're getting?
Yeah, dude.
This looks amazing. Where have I been? Is this the game I worked on?
have you actually not seen it yet?
No, this looks awesome.
That's so funny.
This looks really good.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks fantastic.
They even hide stuff from us,
the
developers. They even hide stuff from us.
Our team don't miss. It looks fantastic. It's just a nice little facelift for 12-year-old game. Make things things look a little fresh. I love it. And it's also going to give the ability to support more than one at a time as well. So this definitely opens up what we can do with not just like double track offers or whatnot, but also just like, you know, the free track as well. Just like, hey, go in there, get your objectives done, do this, earn rewards, right? So it's opening a lot of avenues for what we can do, and it looks great as well. Feels great, looks great. I'm really excited for it. Really exciting stuff.
Man. I hope this translates well. I hope people have fun playing this champion once he releases. Yeah, I think we had a fun time with this guy, and I actually don't believe we even got into the nitty-gritty of what makes this guy actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
Should we mention that to them, or should we leave that as a secret
Give
for
me
them?
some of the nitty and some of the gritty.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things that we pursued with this champion is something that we actually haven't done too much in the past. So this is a newer gameplay mechanic or a new RPG effect that we're trying to introduce to the game, which is increasing the expiry rate of effects. So we kind of see this on Dracula with his dire degenerations, and we saw how people really, really enjoyed that. You have the super long degen at the beginning of the fight, and then he can do stuff to increase that and really burn you away. And so that's actually how we translated to his lunatic laugh in the game. So when you get that iconic laugh up for Hobgoblin, keep an eye on those incinerates, because they're going to burn much faster, and they hurt. They'll hurt. They'll hurt.
They do.
They'll get you.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see what our summoners do with this champion once he enters the contest, which is very, very soon. I think it's next
Very
week.
soon, yeah,
It's
I
like in 6 days he's entering the contest. I'm very excited, and he looks fantastic on this piece of art here as well. Look at this.
Let's see.
Fighting
Show
Black
us.
Tarantula in the back there with a big old Joe Fixit in the middle. How about that?
Yeah, that's my background on my laptop.
Yeah?
Right now. That is a really cool
Looks
art
great.
piece.
It looks great. Speaking of Black Tarantula, we have to take a look at him, but first, thank you so much to Kabam Skibby for, joining us on the stream. Absolute natural over here. You know, we had a holiday in the office on Wednesday, and then it was a soccer day yesterday, so we didn't actually get a rehearsal.
I was actually at the World Cup yesterday.
No, you were not.
Switzerland and Algeria. I had to tone it back on how much I enjoyed the game last night, knowing that I had to come down to stream today.
Incredible,
so
man.
Couldn't party with all those Switzerland fans here in
What
Vancouver.
a great game to go to.
It was fun.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, we didn't get that rehearsal, and dude, he did a fantastic job, honestly.
You.
So I've been, bugging him to join me on stream for a very long time now. He finally said yes, dude. Would love to see you again in the future. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Really fun time today.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
man.
It.
All right, let's take a little bit of a look at Black Tarantula.
To begin, strike the opponent to start building up your combo. Your combo is what grants you Cunning, which reduces the cooldown on your special 2. Once you're above 1 bar, use your special 1, since the final hit grants you 2 Cunning. Continue striking the opponent as you work your way up to your special 2. And if possible, dash at the opponent during their special attacks to trigger your evade and build your fury. Once you're at 2 bars of power, your special 2 should be off of cooldown. Launch it and watch those I-beams devastate your opponent. Now remember, with Black Tarantula's Awakened ability, evading an attack grants a halt passive, allowing you to keep the tempo up against those unstoppable opponents. And hey, for longer fights, you can work your way to your special 3 and use it 2 times, as this reduces your special 2 cooldown timer, places a personal vulnerability, and grants you 2 Cunning. After your special 3s, continue cycling those special 2s to decimate anyone who stands in the Black Tarantula's way.
All right, and that was Black Tarantula, man. Now, this is a champion I am very, very excited for. Personally, you guys know I absolutely adore Summoner's Choice. I have a long history with Summoner's Choice champions, and this was a champion who made it pretty far in one of the Summoner's Choice pipelines. So we're finally seeing this champion enter the contest. Let's take a look at some of the stuff he can do. This is a very, very fun and interesting champion. I will say right off the cuff here, he's one of those champions who is rather simple to play, but you know, he has a lot going on in his kit, and that makes him read as kind of maybe more complicated than he is from a functional standpoint. That's not a bad thing, but just know that when you actually get your hands on this champion, he's not too difficult for you to actually get into a fight and play with. But there's a lot of stuff he can do. He's immune to poison. 2 champions immune to poison this month, so Immortal Abomination better watch out across the board. He doesn't gain a benefit from willpower, but he has constant passive regen instead. Very cool and interesting thing here is that mod to his regenerate, they're actually inverted. This is capped at 400%, but anything like a Spectre or something like that, that is going to actually be reverted, kind of like a Tuma does with ability accuracy reduction. I love that. He purifies non-damage over time debuffs into those Spectres, and he also disables inequity on the opponent. He has some combo shenanigans going on as well with evade and purify, and he gains cunning on combo thresholds of 20 and on his special 1. His special 2 also has a cooldown at the start of the fight. It's a very, very powerful special 2, but this cooldown can be reduced by gaining cunning, and that special 2, the bursts also benefit from his critical damage, which means you want to build up that cunning, right? Now, he also has some funky evade stuff going on with this kit too. He has a 100% chance to evade when dashing into a special. This has a cooldown though. Now, if his dexterity is disabled by the, for example, against like Photon or something, that cooldown goes away. So he also has a 5% chance to evade all non-medium attacks, and he evades for a bit after specials on defense. Now, that's a lot of words, a lot of things he does. Let's just take a look at how he actually operates in game, because I said, hey, he does so many things, and he's actually very simple to play. So I'm going to go up against this Photon here, and we're just going to kind of fight her normally. I'm going to dex those special attacks as if I'm allowed to. All right. So he doesn't counter miss. However, he doesn't really care about those debuffs. In fact, he kind of likes those debuffs because I'm going to purify them into the Spectre. I also don't care about those petrifies that she puts on me. And I also really don't care about her unblockable special attacks. All right, he doesn't counter miss. I usually go for the special 1, to be fair. So don't be a silly goose like me. But at this point, I'm just going to kind of fight her like a normal champion. I'm going to bait those special 1s. Going to evade. Going to gain some combo. Now, I would go for a relic right here if I had it attached. And now, I'm going to go for a special 2 after getting smacked in the face a little bit. And that special 2 goes kind of crazy. We were in wide shot that entire time. That's fun. All right, so Black Tarantula can do some really crazy things. That was not a clean fight at all, but you can see the potential for that to be very, very clean. That was about a 45-second Photon fight. There are so many things this champion can do. His special 2 absolutely rips. It's so much fun to kind of dash into special attacks. It has some sort of like Ronin kind of things, like, when like Ronin has like his evade charge up and you kind of go in. Also, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Silk in a way, where you kind of like dash in and you're going to evade the entire special attack. Really, really interesting stuff. Now, if your dexterity is not disabled like it was here, it has a cooldown of a bit where you have to, either throw 6 medium attacks or wait for the allotted time before you can dash into a special attack again. But you definitely want to utilize that evade to kind of build up that combo, build up that cunning, make sure that special 2 burst goes absolutely crazy. Now, he places those vulnerabilities on the special 2 as well. Does a lot of damage here, man. So this champion is a lot of fun. I really enjoy going very, very aggressive with this champion. I'm really excited to see what players do with this, because I feel like he has a lot of reach, especially in those longer fights too, when he has some time to ramp up. This was just like a little Battlegrounds Photon. Now, he can keep building and building and building with some caps, of course, but this champion is very, very fun. I cannot wait to see what some people do with this. Let's get that back up on the screen here. So this champion is going live at the end of July, on July 23rd, and it will be in Crystals and Arena on July 30th at the very, very end. The very, very end of the month. Super excited for this guy. Black Tarantula is finally coming to the game. Those I-beams, pretty crazy, man. That special 2 is insane. Really, really, really awesome stuff. That is our second champion of the month, and look at this art. Again, my friends, jumping out the window. The art team just does not miss. It just does not miss. Now, if you want a chance to win one of these champions in the giveaway, you can go to playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. And if you're watching for the first time, my friends, hit the QR code, download MCOC, and play along. How about that? That is a lot of fun. You can play with us here. Now, Speaking of champions, we also have that chase champion happening right now. Not the Hobgoblin, but the Green Goblin, the Stellar Forged version, because the chase for that is going on right now. This Science Champion is a variant that overwhelms the opponent with the debuffs and demands a rapid combo meter gain to counter. Hey, look at that. Looks like Black Tarantula might be pretty good for this guy. I didn't even put that together until right now, honestly. But the first piece is available for a few more days in the Saga Tower, and the next piece is going to be available in the EQ this month, and then the third piece is going to be available in the Apex Coliseum Milestones Round 3. So make sure you are going after this Goblin because he's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very, very, very excited for that. All right, my friends. So we talked about the new content coming for the month. We talked about the events ending soon. We talked about the motion comic. At the end of the previous stream, at the end of our tower stream, I did a little teasy tease. I teased a little something fun coming, specifically for those who completed Act 9, Chapter 4, Redemption, and earned that Elder title. Let me know in chat, do we have any elders in chat? Is there at least one of you in the chat who's elder right now? There's got to be at least one. Let me know if you're watching at home and you're elder. Well, for those of you who are elder, we have a special quest that is starting next month. And to talk about it, well, this month, yes. This month, technically, when I do month, I think of the builds. For everyone, just so everyone knows, when I say next month, I've been doing MCOC for so many years that months are in MCOC months to me. Like just so everyone is clear at home. Starting with the next, content month, we have a special piece of content that's going live for our Elder Summoner specifically. And to talk about some new story content, we gotta bring in the story man himself. Welcome back, one of my best buddies here at Kabam, Vincent.
Oh, wow. We're doing the high flattery.
We're doing the high flattery. What's up, my friend?
I am also here.
You are also
That's
here.
fun.
Yeah, can we get the thing lowered a little bit?
We can try for a lot of things while we're here.
We can try for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I am also representing Team Creepies. The Creeping Crawlies, not to make anyone pick a side, but I want a Venom. So
yeah.
We're just going forward with that. We're just adjusting things and microphones and chatting casually about this exciting upcoming event.
Doing it live, but I'm very excited to actually talk about this stuff. We can get the slide deck back up there, my friend. There we go. Launching on July 15th. Vincent, what's going on in the Battle Realm?
All right, so we tell long stories in the Battle Realm. We are very lucky to do so, and we just wrapped up a story that took 4 years to take place. Between Act 8 and 9, it was all one contained story, and that started back in 2022. Shout out to everyone who worked on that, in particular my buddy Max over on there. You might know him as Kabam, this is why I got the other name. Welker. Kabam Welker, thank you. I told you we're doing great. We're doing it live. This is a live show. But so we've been telling this story for a long time, and obviously in a lot of Marvel stuff, like you get to the end of a big story, you get a fun cut scene, you get a little end credit, you get a little bonus story. And we don't do that because the story always keeps marching forward. We're always on to the next big thing, on to the next big adventure. And I wanted to sit with Act 8 and 9 for just a little longer because the way it ended, and spoilers if you haven't made it to the end of Act 8 and 9, and I know you all read all the stories, so just be gentle with yourselves, but Karina done did exploded. She took the power of the Chrono Serpent and she expunged it via crystallized explosion. And now, comic books being what they are, sometimes that means you could come back, sometimes it doesn't, but Aegon is there for Karina and has decided we're not waiting. We're not going to see if this comes back together. We are doing this now. We are taking action and we're fixing that last beat. So we're not waiting until the usual cadence of like April, October. We're starting that now. We are taking a little extra cutscene and we are going to assemble Karina and bring her back to the Battle Realm.
Okay, so crystallized, Karina exploded. There are pieces all over the place, and the summoner has to piece that together?
Yeah, so the summoner can travel through space and time.
Can he?
That's what I've decided you can do, yes. And I've said it live, so it's canon. But the summoner can travel back and forth through time. That's how you're redoing your fights. That's how you're going back and having adventures you've had before. So the Aegon obviously is aware of this. So you're going to go back and face down these bosses you've fought before to take a bit of their essence and help rebuild Karina.
Okay, so Elder Summoners are going to rebuild Karina. And then what? What happens then?
Well then, you're going to get Karina on your team.
Get out of town.
You are gonna have.
So you're telling me that I
Yes.
can own a 7-star Karina of my own.
Not only are you going to own a 7-star Karina of your own, you're going to get a purified, rarefied, added to your team, only way to get it, Karina. When you are bringing this character into any other part of the contest, the people there know for a fact you have made it to the top of the story right now.
Oh my goodness gracious. So, starting on July 15th, Chapter 1 of permanent story content available to Elder Summoners is going to go live. Now, one thing to point out here is that yes, this is story content. There is a wonderful story written by Kabam Vincent here. It's a continuation of everything that we have, but this is not the typical format structure of, you know, other act content, so rewards are not going to be as elaborate and large. There's going to be rewards. They're going to be nice, right? It's going to be very commensurate with the effort, I would say, right? But Chapter 1 is going to have 4 quests, and there are going to be 2 quests with 3 boss fights, and each boss is gated by very specific tags. Okay? There's also going to be 2 quests with 1 single boss fight. Up first in July, Skytalis and Bahamut. These guys are tuned up with new unshackled nodes. So, it's been about 3 months or so since Act 9 launched, 9.4. Probably Part 2 of Epilogue is going to launch, like, I guess October, something like that.
We're going every month for the next 4 months.
No, we're not.
We are going to, every month you're going to be coming back, you're going to be doing this new content, it's going to be going live for you. And that's going to be all the way up to October, to the end of the saga here. So this web of corruption that we have, the way we're purifying that is to bring an Elder back to the contest and onto your team, and then we're going to see how strong we can make that Elder.
Oh, that sounds extremely exciting, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the contest once Karina starts joining the Battle Realm.
Yeah, it's going to be a real lovely celebration of the stories that we get to tell here. And this is going to be like this last big beat here, and then we're going to find out what we're going to be doing with those big story beats moving forward. We have a team dedicated to it. We have brought back my buddy Max. He is going to be helping out on that. If you don't know, he helped design all of the Act 8 and 9 stuff. That's why we have those fun bosses. He's on the team for the idols as well. So I'm really excited to see what the 2 of us cook up together coming forward on what story content looks like, the shape it takes, and what we're going to be seeing moving forward. But the important thing is big, fun plans are on the way, and the way we're going to step into that is a 4-month celebration of Act 8 and 9.
Sounds great. I'm very, very excited for that, and I cannot wait for this to launch. Alrighty, so that is starting on July 15th. Now, one other final thing to mention here is that, hey, yes, this is only open till Elder Summoners, but this is permanent content.
It's forever content.
It's forever content.
If you're not there yet, good news, you will one day be getting Karina on your team. That just might not be on day 1. I am super excited to see who gets that on day 1, though.
I'm very excited.
looking forward to it.
It's going to be very, very exciting. Now, since you're here, you also worked a bit on the upcoming motion comic we're about to watch.
I did, yeah. So I am a huge fan of noir fiction and tales, and I was told, like, hey, at some point we're getting a Spider Noir in the game. And I said, cool, that's the saga now. So we really leaned into that kind of like dark, shady, lights coming through the blinds, mysteries to solve, gritty, hard-talking detective kind of stuff for that. And our art team, who don't miss,
of course not,
put together a fantastic trailer for us, and I'm super excited that I got to write just a little touch of Spider Noir, fast-talking detective stuff on this.
Fantastic. So you think we should take a look at the motion comic?
I think that's the next slide, so we don't have a choice.
Oh my God, you're right. Finton, let's take a look.
They call this place the Battle Realm. Not exactly subtle. That's fine by me. I'm not exactly subtle myself. I'm a detective, and I chase threads. My pals and I swing from them. Webs of fate and destiny, as some folks call them. Heck, this place has more loose threads than Aunt May's sewing kit. We push the shadows back and carve out the corruption. But sooner or later, everyone finds a breaking point. I ain't broke yet, but I need a case. I get itchy without a mystery to solve. Any moment now, someone will knock on my door, and all kinds of hell. Be sure to follow them in.
Oh man, now that was some mysterious black and white goodness.
Good. It's action so big it can't be caged.
That's right. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Everyone at home knows what that means.
Yep.
All right, so that was the Web of Corruption motion comic. I absolutely love showing these things off. Thank you for joining us to talk about this stuff as well, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. I am super excited for all the stuff coming out next in the contest. Again, big stuff for San Diego Comic-Con. If you're going to be down there, go say hi to my buddy Mike. It was over there. Go say hi to my buddy Mike. Get the pins and find us on the Discord. I love seeing where the merch ends up. I had a lot of fun designing some stuff for us for this, so make sure to pick those up, add them to your collection, sell them, trade them, but get those in your hands because it's rare. It's a rare physical item that you can actually get, and it's free.
Yeah, it is free. So. Again, yeah, San Diego Comic-Con, free to come to, free to come and say hi. Give me a high five. If you're a hugger, fine. We can also hug. That's totally fine. Within reason. Within reason.
I do not give you those options. You can respectfully wave from 5 feet.
I'm a bit friendlier in person. But for real, come say hi. It's going to be a fun time. Hang out with other people who play the game. It's a great time. It's always fun to have these live events. And, you know, like Vincent was saying, get that swag, get those pins, get those shirts. You can kind of like take your fandom with you, man. You can like have a piece of MCOC with you at all times.
I always do.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Speaking of MCOC at all times, that Mysterio Saga chase, guys, I said that we were going to have the slide at the end of the stream. Let's take a look at this real quick here. Launching next week, the Mysterio Orbs in July are in the Event Quest, in the Mysterium Store, in the Squad Builder, in Alliance Raids in July, in Black Tarantula's Secret Stash, sprinkled throughout the Saga Battle Pass, and a solo objective for completing Epilogue Part 1 within the allotted time. So make sure you get in there and do all of these really, really fun things. The Goblin Stellar Forge chase is also kicking into high gear. We have the Saga chase that's almost, the Saga Tower that's almost done. The Event Quest milestone starting next week. The Apex Coliseum milestone next month. And then we have something in August and something in September planned right now, which is when you can first get this guy in September. So make sure you get in there and get that first appearance Green Goblin if you do everything in the allotted time. And of course, we also have some giveaways, my friends. We have 5 Greater Empowered Crystals / Titan Crystals if you are a lower progression, and champion choice between Black Tarantula and Hobgoblin. So, my friends, congratulations to DJC303, Cal Cestus, Ashenose, Cluckill, and Mr. Best 75. Mr. Best 75. Congratulations, man. You're the best. And now you have a crystal. Also, congratulations to Sumanth Patil 1302, Zombie Dog 4444, Joel M 3335, Mr. Goosebees, and John Wick. I can say that, right? It's a name. It's the guy's name.
He's my dog.
John Wick, free to play. That's right. That's right. I said it. I was like, I could probably say it. It's a screen name. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Congratulations. Keep an eye out on your Twitch messages, of course. Congratulations to the winner. Make sure you enter in the future if you do not enter this time, because it has to be somebody. 10 winners. Someone has to win.
Yeah.
Why not you?
Tens of thousands of people are going to enter, but you're going to win.
That's
you
right.
in particular.
Next
Give me camera
time.
2. You are going to win. I can feel it. Next time, if it wasn't this time, next time, you got the winner vibes. I can tell.
I like the
because you're
winner
watching
vibes.
the stream right now.
That's right.
And not doing other work.
That's right. Fantastic. So, my friends, Lurk in the Shadows starting next month. Let's take a look at this real quick. One final slide here, a little quick. Everything going on over the month. We have new champions, that Mysterio Ascension Chase, Black Tarantula's Secret Stash event, and Squad Builder is returning. It's going to be a very, very exciting month in the contest. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be here with you guys for all of it. It's been a very, very fun stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Huge shout out to Kabam Skippy for joining us for the first time. Big shout out to my buddy Kabam Vincent for joining us for some lore stuff and for some motion comic action. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure we will see you in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or I'll just be sitting right off screen like I am most
like
times.
You always
yeah,
are.
I'm always here. They won't let me leave.
That's right. And of course, a massive shout out to Finton for doing a phenomenal job running the stream. As always, give a wave, buddy. There he is. There's that beautiful face. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining us today. We have Twitch drops going live for the entire month for the saga. They're going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be a great month. It's going to be a great saga in the contest. I cannot wait. Happy Canada Day to everybody who celebrated this week. Happy 4th of July if you're a little bit south of our border. Happy World Cup if you're celebrating the World Cup and all the other fun stuff going on this summer. It's going to be a really, really fun time. It's a fun time right now, right?
I'm having the most fun, legally available.
Incredible. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back here next month for the August build. I hope you join us there as well. And until next time, we'll see you in the Battle Realm.